You say you're waiting on the right time, but let me tell you something. The right time is a lie. There's no perfect day, no magic hour, no ideal moment when everything lines up just right. That's a fantasy we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. Meanwhile, the clock keeps ticking. Seconds turn into minutes, minutes into days, and days into years. You keep talking about what you're gonna do, what you plan to do, what you hope to do, but none of that matters if you don't move. Time doesn't wait for you to get ready. It doesn't pause because you're scared. It just moves. And if you're not moving with it, you're falling behind. You've got dreams? Good. Goals? Even better. But here's the truth. Dreams mean nothing without discipline. Success doesn't show up for the person who wants it most. It shows up for the person who works for it daily. And work is what separates the winners from the wishers. You can scroll, complain, blame the world, say it's not your time, or you can get up and take control of your day like your future depends on it, because it does. You have power, potential, and purpose, but none of that matters if you waste it on distractions, doubts, or delays. You've been gifted time, but it's running out, so what are you doing with it? You don't get to rewind life. You don't get a do-over. This moment, right here, right now, is all you've got. So don't waste another second waiting for someone to believe in you. Believe in yourself. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for signs. Don't wait for the feeling to strike. Move, push, build, create. Fight for your future like you know you were born for more. Because you were. But none of that matters if you don't act. So I ask you one more time, how much more time are you willing to waste? Time doesn't knock, it doesn't introduce itself, it doesn't ask for permission to pass. It just moves quietly, constantly, without apology. The minute you opened your eyes this morning, the clock was already running. The question is, did you run with it or did you let it slip through your fingers? See, time is not your enemy, but it can become your regret. And the cruelest thing about time is this: you never realize how much you had until it's gone. There are people right now begging for one more minute, one more chance, one more sunrise. And here we are, scrolling, stalling, waiting for some perfect signal to start living. That's the trap. You think you have more time. You think tomorrow is guaranteed, but it's not. Life has no pause button, no rewind, no warning before the credits roll. Every breath you take is borrowed. Every second is a gift. And when you truly understand that, wasting time stops being an option. You say you're tired, you say you're overwhelmed, but let's be honest. How much of your exhaustion is from doing and how much is from avoiding what you know needs to be done? The time you spent doubting yourself could have been spent building. The time you spent complaining could have been used to create. We often blame life for being unfair, but the truth is, life gives us time. What we do with it is our choice. And most people don't lose their dreams, they waste them. Some of the greatest pain you will ever feel is the pain of too late. Not because you weren't capable, not because you weren't worthy, but because you waited. You let fear dictate your schedule. You let comfort hold the reins, and in the process, you let time slip past. Slow at first, then faster, until it was gone. The opportunity didn't leave you. You let it pass. You watched it walk right by while telling yourself, I'll get to it tomorrow. But time doesn't care about your plans. It only respects your actions. Time is not loyal to you. It doesn't love you. It doesn't check in to see how you're doing. It just keeps moving. While you're debating whether or not to try, someone else is out there making it happen. While you're replaying your failures, someone else is rewriting their story. Time is neutral. It doesn't pick sides, but it always rewards those who respect it, those who show up, those who understand that now, not tomorrow, not next week, now is all we've ever had. We live like we've got forever. Like we've got time to waste, time to burn, time to kill. But let me remind you of something no one wants to hear. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. You can plan your week, map out your future, set all your goals, but none of that is guaranteed. Life doesn't ask you if you're ready. It doesn't give warnings. One second you're here, the next it's over, and yet we walk around like we're owed more time, like we're entitled to a full life. You're not. None of us are. Every day you wake up is a blessing, not a given. Think about the people who didn't get to see today. The people with dreams still inside them, ideas they never shared, words they never said. They were just like you, thinking they had more time. But life doesn't work like that. It's unpredictable, it's fragile, it's brutally real, and that's exactly why wasting time is one of the most dangerous things you can do. Because the truth is, you don't know how much you have left. And when you realize that, every minute starts to matter more. We put off the hard things because we think we have time. We delay forgiveness, we delay chasing purpose, we delay telling people we love them because we think we can get to it later. But later isn't promised. Later is a lie. How many people have said, I'll start tomorrow, and tomorrow never came? How many dreams were buried under the weight of hesitation? Time doesn't pause because you're scared, and it doesn't wait because you're not ready. It just keeps going, with or without you. You say you're going to start next week. You say you're going to chase that dream when the timing feels right. But what if the only time you ever had was now? What if this day, this hour, this moment, what if this is your shot? You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start. Because no matter how much potential you have, it means nothing if you don't act on it while you still can. Time moves and it does not come back. People wait for tragedy to realize the value of time. They wait for loss to appreciate what they had. But why? Why do we wait until something is taken from us to finally open our eyes? You have breath in your lungs, strength in your body, a mind full of vision, and yet you hesitate. The clock is ticking, whether you're working or not. So ask yourself, if tomorrow never came, would you be proud of how you spent today? Everyone's got good intentions. Everyone says they want something to be better, to do more, to go farther. They talk about goals, about purpose, about change. But let me tell you something loud and clear. Intentions without action are empty. You don't get points for what you meant to do. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards execution. You can dream all day, but if you don't get up and do something about it, you're just pretending. Pretending to be hungry, pretending to be committed, pretending to care. You say you want to change, but your habits look the same. You say you want to grow, but you're still avoiding the work. You say you want more out of life, but you keep showing up halfway, distracted, comfortable. Why? Because it's easier to say it than to show it. It's easier to talk like a lion than to move like one. But real change, the kind that lasts, doesn't come from wishing. It comes from deciding, from doing, from taking that first hard step when nobody's watching, and there's no applause, no comfort, no guarantees. Intention feels good. It gives you the illusion of progress. You make a vision board, you write down your goals, you talk about someday, but that's not movement. That's stalling dressed up like ambition. You can convince everyone around you that you're serious, but the truth is written in what you do, not what you say. Action is the proof. It's the evidence. And until you move, your dreams are just stories. Stories you keep telling yourself to justify standing still. There are people less talented than you, with fewer resources, doing the things you keep saying you're going to do. Why? Because they stopped talking and started moving. They got tired of their own excuses. They realized that clarity comes from action, not the other way around. You don't need more time, more inspiration, or more motivation. What you need is to start. Start messy. Start scared. Start without knowing every step. Because movement is where growth begins and hesitation is where dreams go to die. You've got to get serious about your life. You've got to understand that discipline will take you where motivation can't. That showing up, even when you don't feel like it, is what builds real momentum. Talk less, do more. Move in silence if you have to. Because in the end, your results will speak louder than anything you ever said. So if you want it, stop announcing it and go get it. Because action always beats intention. People hear the word discipline and they think of restriction, of control, of rules and routines. But here's the truth they don't tell you. Discipline is not a prison. It's the key to your freedom. Without discipline, you become a slave to your impulses. You become reactive, emotional, scattered. But with discipline, you take control. You decide how your day moves. You decide how your life unfolds. Freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you feel like. Freedom comes from doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You can't build a strong life on weak habits. You can't reach high places with a low standard for yourself. Discipline is what separates the committed from the curious. It's what keeps you grinding when the excitement fades. Anyone can start when it's easy, but it takes real strength to keep showing up when it's not, when no one is watching, when the results aren't instant. That's where discipline lives, in the quiet, unglamorous hours where growth actually happens. Motivation is a moment. Discipline is a decision. Every day you have a choice, to rise or to repeat, to push yourself forward or to fall back into the same cycle. And that choice won't always feel good. It won't always be popular. You'll have to say no to distractions. You'll have to protect your time like it's sacred, because it is. And the truth is, if you don't master your time, someone else will. Your job, your phone, your excuses. But when you take control through discipline, you unlock a different level of power, a focused mind, a stronger body, a clear path. Look at anyone who's built something lasting. Athletes, leaders, creators. You'll find a foundation of discipline beneath it all. Not luck, not talent alone, but consistency, structure, repetition. The ability to delay comfort in exchange for a greater reward down the line. That's real power. Because discipline doesn't just make you sharper, it makes you dangerous. It turns you into someone who doesn't fold under pressure. Someone who gets up even when life hits hard. Someone who finishes what they start. Most people are stuck in cycles because they never develop discipline. They keep waiting to feel inspired, to feel ready. But inspiration is unpredictable. Discipline is reliable. It's the anchor in the chaos. It's the edge that most people don't have because they're too busy chasing shortcuts. But there is no shortcut to greatness. Only structure, only effort, only the daily decision to honor your goals over your mood. And once you understand that, that's when life starts to change. Stop waiting for a better time. Stop waiting for the stars to line up, for the fear to go away, for someone to come save you. This moment right here, right now is your shot. And if you keep pushing it off, waiting for the perfect time, you're gonna miss it. There is no ideal moment. Life doesn't come with an instruction manual or a green light telling you when to start. You either take the shot now, or you live with the regret of wondering what could have happened if you had. We're so used to postponing life. We say, I'll do it after this. I'll start next month. I'll go for it once I'm ready. But the truth is, most people die waiting. Waiting to feel confident. Waiting for permission. Waiting for the fear to disappear. But fear doesn't go away. You just learn to move through it. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after you've dared to try. That's why this moment matters so much. Not because it's perfect, but because it's available. It's here, it's real, and it's yours. Right now, somebody is using their moment while you're debating yours. Somebody is writing the book, launching the business, hitting the gym, fixing their life, not because they're fearless, but because they refuse to waste any more time. What if you treated today like it was your only chance? What if you stopped giving your energy to distractions and started giving it to your destiny? You don't have to know everything, you just have to begin. Begin with what you have. Begin with where you are. Begin before you feel ready. You've been told to be patient, to wait your turn. But sometimes patience becomes procrastination. Sometimes waiting is just fear in disguise. And while you're overthinking, life keeps moving. Opportunities pass, doors close. And not because you weren't good enough, but because you hesitated. You paused when you should have pushed. You backed down when you should have stepped up. This moment is not just time on a clock. It's your chance to show the world and yourself what you're really made of. Look around. The people who are making moves aren't always the smartest or the most talented. They're just bold enough to act, to try, to fail, to try again. They don't need a sign because they already decided this is my time, this is my shot. And if you want to live a life you're proud of, you got to decide the same. You got to look at the moment you're in, not the one you're hoping for, and say, let's go. Because this isn't practice. This isn't a warm-up. This is it. So now you know. Time doesn't wait. Tomorrow isn't promised. Dreams don't work unless you do. Discipline isn't a cage, it's your way out. And this moment right here, is your shot. You can keep living like you've got forever, or you can wake up, you can keep saying one day, or you can make it day one. Because when the clock runs out, all that will matter is what you did with the time you had. Not what you planned, not what you hoped, what you did. So stop wasting time, get up, lock in, and go claim the life that's waiting for you.